instead of team.
So before you today stands a survivor and now in the retreating phase of a multi-metabolic hormonal disease. What I essentially just said was I used to be fat, now I'm not. All right. I used to be at the point where I couldn't see my toes when I looked down. That, when I crossed a room, like from here to here, if I even did a brisk walk, I'd be panting. I used to be bad. Now, I find out that obesity is now being defined as a disease. Now, that is a very bad thing. And I'll tell you why. There are serious psychological effects to your condition being labeled as a disease. There was a study done in Minnesota, which I'm also going to tell you about. Also, there was a study on fat mice with obesity, and I'm going to give you a solution for how we can overcome this problem of obesity being labeled as a disease. Now, the psychological effects on obesity, the first reason why obesity is even a disease is that the people making it a disease, the AMA, American Medical Association, they want obesity to be labeled as a disease so more people can create drugs, more people can make more funding for this condition. Now, this is a big problem in America because we love drugging up our kids. We seriously do. All right? Usually in the 90s, 80s, when a kid was just daydreaming in class, he was bored, he didn't like the teacher, it was okay. Now the kid has ADD. Same thing with this. Kid's a little, you know, extra puffy. But now the kid isn't fat anymore. No. Kid has multi-metabolic hormonal disease. That label itself, they did a study in Minnesota, and the people were split into two groups. They were all obese people. They were all at that morbid stage. Now, one group, they were given the AMA news, the American Medical Association news, saying obesity is a disease now. While the other group, they were just giving normal health messages saying, hey, you should eat healthier, live longer, and go for an active life. Then, the real study came in when they were released to the cafeteria, and they just had different colored tags. One had a red tag, one had a blue tag, and the blue tag ones were the people given the news that obesity is a disease, while the other people, they were just given, hey, eat healthier. The people with telling them that obesity is a disease now, they took the more unhealthy options in the food aisle, while the people who were just told, hey, eat healthier, they took the more healthier options. No one really took the middle route where just saying, hey, I'll just eat normal food. They either went really healthy or they went even more so. So scientists were curious, why, if we're just told you're diagnosed with a disease now, would you eat unhealthy? Apparently, if you're told you're diseased, it takes the problem away from you, it puts it over there because it's a condition, you can't help it. There's no point to try to lose weight now because now you're infected with a disease. But obesity is a condition. It's not a pathogen, it isn't something outside, it's something you do, it's a state of being. Now some people, they have diabetes, some people have thyroids, some people have hyperglands which won't let their metabolism break down to fat. Now those issues, it's a paradox because they'll make you fat. But if you accept that you are obese, if you accept that you can't fix it, then you will continue to get more fat, and that will make the condition worse. So it's ever evolving into a bigger problem. But the people who decide to fix it, they can actually live a healthy life. Now, there was a second study done with fat mice. Now, here's a shock to some people. We are animals too. Okay? We are animals, all right? So whatever happens to mice, whatever happens to pigs, it happens to us as well. So, the study done with fat mice was some mice were given a gene that would make them more obese. Other mice, they were just given normal exercise after they were made obese. The fat mice that were kept obese, they had lower cognitive functions, meaning they couldn't think properly, they couldn't remember things, they had hard times figuring out mazes which they used to be able to ace. While the mice that were fat but then were made slender, those mice, they ace everything. The fitter you get, the sharper your mind is, the more connections can be made, and the healthier you are. I mean, living longer is a great incentive. I would love to live longer. I mean, forever would be great. So far, so good, right? So I don't want to be fat. People don't want to be fat, and it takes away from that self-image that, hey, I want to be fit, I want to live a healthy life. If I'm just infected with a disease. I can't help it now. It's over there. My problems aren't mine. It's the disease affecting me. So the solution I propose is let's take away the disease label. Let's make it so that, hey, you should live a healthier life. You need to get your fitness goals on track, get yourself together, and maybe even offer fitness as a solution. Like, say we have a free fit, perhaps offer more incentives for being fit. Because being unhealthy is not going to be a solution. Because more and more people in America, just by itself, the amount of fast food, the amount of fat we have in our systems and everything, the amount of fat people walking around. Because here's the thing, obesity, that's a euphemism. Fat people, that's what they are. I used to be fat, other people are fat. It's fatness, okay? Thank you guys very much. Let's